Howdy folks, welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. Today you're getting a subscriber spotlight video. This is Nelayo in his ELC AMX and it's on my least favourite map in the game, Komarin. Tier 7 match, which is, I was going to say exceptionally favourable matchmaking for the ELC, but it's not that unusual to see ELCs getting into Tier 7 matches. It's not like you're driving a Chaffee, which is also a Tier 5 light tank but gets horrendous matchmaking compared to the ELC. Any game in the Chaffee where you're not facing tier 10s is a game you count your blessings. Although Chaffee drivers are a funny bunch. They relish the challenge. We're starting off here giving away the secrets of all the light tank drivers. Sorry guys. Nelayo driving to this spot in the bush, and initially, binoculars up, he's just spotting the enemy tanks as they push around the flank. Now what you're going to see here is a difference between a very, very good scout tank driver and, well, I'm tempted to say a bad scout tank driver, but the M5 Steward isn't bad, he's just average. He's like most light tank drivers when they get into games like this. There you go, he's dead already in the first minute of the game. Nelayo, on the other hand, I get the impression he's done this a few times. Watch this. Sitting in the bush, his binoculars are up, he's spotted those targets. Now the TOG has 360 metre view range. That TOG is 401 metres away. Sixth sense has not gone off. The TOG has no idea who's shooting at him. Another TOG, this one slightly closer, 368 metres. Once again, hasn't been spotted. So he's just confirmed that none of these TOGs have view range equipment, which extends their view range past 360 metres, so he's quite safe to continue shooting at these guys. The only tank on the enemy team that may have been in a position to actually spot him when he fired was the E25, but he was out of direct line of fire. We know that because he didn't get spotted when he fired, and now the E25 is dead. M4 Sherman, not going to see him at that range either. And the only reason Nelayo can get away with this, well, there's a couple of reasons. One, he's picked a good spot. Two, he's paying attention to the map. And three, he understands the strengths and limitations of the tanks that he's shooting at. If you ever watch the truly great World of Tanks players at work, you'll see that they have a combination of aggression, situational awareness, reflexes, and tank knowledge that most of us are just never going to have. Out of those four qualities, however, tank knowledge is something that you can teach yourself. And you don't have to know everything about absolutely every tank in the game. If you're a heavy tank driver, all you really need to know is how much armour your gun can penetrate and how much armour the kind of tanks that you are likely to be matched up against have. If you're driving a light tank, in the scouting role, the only thing you really need to know about the kind of vehicles that you're going to be facing is what kind of view range they have. And that's all that Nelayo is doing here. He's just taking advantage of his knowledge of the kind of ranges at which the enemy tanks, those TOGs, and that M4 Sherman can physically detect him if he opens fire. Of course, there's more to it than that. I mean, map knowledge is an important part of what you can see Nelayo doing here, and you're only going to get that by playing the various maps in the game. But it's never too early to teach yourself the most important things that you need to know about the kind of tanks that you're likely to face in whichever tank you queue up for one of those random battles. It's all gone awfully quiet here. There's a Stug who's just crossed the river, but he doesn't have a line of fire on him. This position has now outlived its usefulness, so instead of just sitting there for the rest of the game and hoping something blunders in front of his gun, he relocates, looks for a better position. He knows that there are a couple of TOGs and an SU-100 still down there to the south of the island. He's run out of options of spotting them from his previous position, so he's going to have to get a little bit closer. Plenty of soft cover here. And there's the SU-100. Now they're a little bit closer. He fires and immediately backs off. Doesn't wait for Sixth Sense to go off, just assumes that he's been hit, backs off. If Sixth Sense doesn't go off, he knows, oh, actually that was a good position. Takes another shot, moves forward. The Stugs just died, and there's one of the Togs. Backs up. Takes the shot, backs up again. Sixth Sense didn't go off. Okay, this is a good spot. From here, it's actually better than when he was right up in the bush. He's not the one spotting the Tog. He cannot actually physically see the Tog from here. Somebody else is doing the spotting. Spotting's a bit patchy, however. These guys are obviously at the extreme view range of whoever it is doing the detection, but because there's multiple layers of concealment between himself and these tanks, he can just keep shooting at their outlines for as long as they're lit up, and they are not going to see him. Now, the Cromwell that was doing the spotting for him has just died, so now he's going to have to light his own targets up, and this is where things start getting dangerous. He moves forward so he can see through the bushes. If he fires through the bushes at any targets that he sees now, they will also see him. He spots the two Togs, backs up, bushes are opaque. Now when he fires, the Togs will not see him. But there's an SU-100 down there as well. The SU-100 has seen him. Now the SU-100 probably wasn't looking his way because one of the Togs shot him. He waits, gives it a couple of seconds, drops off the radar, moves forward again. You can see the SU-100 is now turned around and is firing wildly through the bushes in an effort to see him. Again, now he's lit up the SU-100, backs off, takes another shot. Sixth Sense did not go off. He knows the SU-100 didn't see him, but it's possible that the Togs might have been able to see him, since they were further over to the right. So he didn't take any chances, he backed off from the position. Sixth Sense did not go off. The Togs also didn't see him. Didn't manage to kill the SU-100 though. Again, not taking any chances with the shots. Backs off first. Confirms that he hasn't been spotted because Sixth Sense didn't go off. He then knows that this position is good. Spotted again. Time to move. Some good solid cover between himself and whoever is over there. And once again, you might not be able to teach yourself to have good reflexes. You might not be able to teach yourself to have good situational awareness. But you can read up on the various limitations and strengths of the kind of tanks that you're going to come up against. And you can teach yourself how the game mechanics of the game work, particularly spotting and cover mechanics. And that's all that Nelayo is doing here. He is not doing anything that you guys cannot also learn how to do for yourself. Of course, there's only so much you can do alone, and Nelayo is now alone against 6 enemy tanks. He knows that SU-100 is still over there somewhere, and this Tog, who's around there somewhere, is a one-shot kill. You'll notice he's down to 2 shots of armor-piercing ammunition. After this, it's premium and high explosive only. Didn't catch sight of the Tog. Pops around the other side, noses right up into the bushes in an effort to try to spot. There he is. There's the SU-100. The SU-100 will see him when he fires, but it doesn't matter because one shot was all it was going to take to kill the SU-100, and there's nobody else over there who can shoot at him. Everybody else is on this side of the map. Oh, well, that was unexpected. Okay, I think we can take it for granted that this guy has spotted him. And this is exceptionally bad news. As long as he's within 50 meters, and there goes artillery, not wasting any time trying to kill him. As long as these 2 tanks are within 50 meters of each other... Oh, get around there. They both know exactly where each other are. They don't need line of sight. It's proximity detection. Just be within 50 meters of an enemy tank and he will appear on the map. You'll know exactly where he is. So being within 50 meters of this AMX-46 is an incredibly bad idea. There are 4 enemy tanks still in play, and one of them is artillery, and he's got to try to break the distance. Artillery's just missed him again. He's not going to stay lucky forever. Come on, he's not far enough away. He's not far enough away. Now he is. Okay. Waits. Damn it, he's moved forward. He's lit him up again. There's only one thing for it, Nelayo. Yep, that's it. Good boy. Make him chase you. Make him chase you. Oh, that was unlucky. That was very unlucky. Spotted him again. Gets forward under his gun. The guy's going to try to cliff dive you. And, oh, bingo. Epic. And artillery misses him again. Well, now this is where you need to put the speed of the ELC to use. And it's the first time he's had to use it the entire match, but he's got to get the hell out of there. He's got to get into cover. He's got to keep them guessing. He's only a light tank. There's 3 of them. If they know where he is, he's a dead man. So what advantages does he have? Well, he's got the speed. They're going to have to react to what he does. All they have left is a Black Prince, which is a slow tank. An 88, which is also a slow tank, and happily enough, a team killer. He actually killed the last remaining TOB 2, and the enemy artillery. So artillery is going to be the biggest threat, and being spotted by the Black Prince and the 88 is going to be the next biggest threat. So he's just going to have to go and kill the enemy artillery. Yeah. Oh, he was unlucky not to kill him, and that was also a spot of luck. That shot actually hit the railing of the bridge. But he's got to close in and kill this guy before the Black Prince or the 88 react. Now, this is kind of unlucky. He loaded APCR because he was probably expecting to run into the 88 rather than the artillery in the middle of the field. The artillery was more likely to be in the woods at the back. So he's used, because of the slow reload with the 90mm gun on the ELC, APCR rather than HE to kill the arty, which means he's now only got 1 round of APCR and 1 round of armour piercing to deal with the 88 who's just spotted him and the Black Prince whose position he still doesn't know. He's loaded the APCR. Oh, this is tense. He goes airborne and the 88 misses him. The 88 does have a very good reload though. He's missed him again. He's managed to get around him. Goes for the tracks. Does damage, doesn't blow his tracks off. He's now got 1 round of armour-piercing ammunition, and after this, it's high explosive. Tries to stay behind him. Come on. And kills him. Now, high explosive ammo, and... oh, where did the Black Prince go? Let's just rewind that and take a look, because I think we missed it in all the excitement. And there's the killing shot. Gets around the side, takes a shot into the tracks, and zoom in. Yep, the Black Prince drowned himself. What he was probably doing, in his haste to get back and try to assist the 88 against Nelayo's ELC, he drove a heavy tank that can only do 20 kilometers per hour under the best of circumstances through one of the rivers, and found out that the Black Prince is not the best machine in the game for crossing deep rivers. And that is how you do over 4,000 damage, get 5 kills, beat 6 enemy tanks, and earn a Kolobanov's medal in the ELC AMX here on Komarin. Nelayo, thank you so much for sending that replay in. It was highly amusing, and just goes to show that while Nelayo is undoubtedly a great player, he didn't do an awful lot in that game that you cannot teach yourself to do and get similar results just by understanding particularly how the camo, spotting and cover mechanics in World of Tanks work, and by educating yourself about the strengths and weaknesses of the various different tanks that you're going to go up against. As always folks, take care on that battlefield, and I'll catch you next time.